All right, welcome to the swing trading section of the Crypto Trading Mastery course. The very first swing trading strategy that we're going to talk about is accumulation. Now, we touched upon accumulation before as the first phase of a bull trend. And basically, the reason for that is because you have a bear trend, which is just a series of lower highs, but then eventually it hits a base of support. Usually that's capitulation. And then it goes sideways and becomes very range bound, right? And this is where the smart money comes in before the markets go up. So this is an example of one of my biggest trades over the past couple of years, because in 2015, for about 11 months, I was accumulating Bitcoin, right? And the reason I was doing that is because I was still bullish on Bitcoin as an investment and also as a trade. So there was a couple of reasons for that. You'll notice here in the charts we had capitulation and there was a Bitstamp hack. So we have a breakdown of a major support level and a major exchange got hacked. But the following week on this V-bottom bounce play right here, the following week what ended up happening was New York Stock Exchange and a bunch of other big companies had invested in a new Coinbase exchange, right? So what that told me was that the fundamentals were extremely bullish and that the price wasn't immediately reflecting that. It also told me that the smart money was starting to come in and invest in Bitcoin. So throughout this year, I was basically accumulating Bitcoin, and there are three ways that I did that. Way number one is I saved a percentage of my income. So I started working full-time in crypto in 2015, and I would get paid in Bitcoin. And what I would do is I'd just save as aggressively as I could because I felt they were very cheap. So I'd save a percentage of that. Number two is with some of my tradings, what I would do is I would margin trade. So in this year, I would do some Bitcoin margin trading. Now, the markets were very stable. It wasn't really the best trading conditions. We didn't quite have the same level of volatility as we did in, let's say, 2014. But it was still possible to increase my size of my overall portfolio and then to trade altcoins, right? And one of the major goals for trading altcoins is to accumulate and lock in profit in Bitcoin. So these are three really, really great ways to accumulate. Now, let's say you were accumulating another type of coin and you were bullish on something else. Well, you could still apply the same thing. You could margin trade that coin and use your base collateral, your base deposit of that coin and just convert all your profits into that coin. Or you could trade altcoins and then instead of holding your profit in Bitcoin, just convert all your profit into that particular altcoin. Now, the reason why I really enjoyed accumulating Bitcoin is because there's a highly liquid market, decent trading volume, and you don't get wrecked on things like slippage, right? Whereas with some altcoins, you could accumulate them, but you also have to be mindful. If you end up accumulating the wrong coin, you could end up being a bag holder and getting trapped in a market if you've got a position size that's way too big, and you can lose a lot of money on slippage. So this is essentially one way that I can accumulate. Generally speaking, accumulation is a combination of fundamental and technical analysis. Some people, they only want to use technical analysis, and other people, they just look at fundamentals and they don't agree with TA. But I say that you should have a balanced approach, right? Why only use one set of tools when you could use both, right? It'd be like fighting with one hand instead of two. So I combined the two. The fundamentals for me seemed really, really bullish, and we had confluence because that matched up with the technicals showing that we were in this very tight consolidation range, and then with a double bottom and so on and so forth. And I even continued accumulating all the way up through here. This was definitely one of my most profitable trades ever because I was able to acquire a decent position size due to it having good liquidity. So let's just say my average was like mid-range between these two. Basically from mid-range to that to the high, the market went up 384%. So that's close to 4x my savings from 2015. So that increased the dollar value of my crypto portfolio significantly. Now, some of what I've accumulated, I have set aside as a long-term investment, and some I just have for locking in profit along the way, right? As we hit various different resistance points. So that's this lesson on accumulation. Let's go into the next swing trading lesson.